From the National Newsroom of the Canadian Press, I'm Don Mitchell. Prime Minister Mark Carney says he'll return to trade talks with U.S. President Donald Trump when it matters. Speaking with reporters in South Africa at the G20 summit today, Carney fielded a question about Trump halting discussions last month due to an Ontario government anti-tariff ad campaign. Carney says there's nothing new on that front since both leaders have been preoccupied with other matters.
I've been busy. We passed a budget with that's going to catalyze $1 trillion of investment. We have launched new trade agreements. We've secured new investment in the country of a size not seen arguably before. So we're busy. He's got other things to do, and we'll re-engage when it's appropriate.
In the meantime, Ottawa is preparing to enter into broader talks over the entirety of the Canada-U.S.-Mexico agreement called CUSMA, which must be renewed next year. Canada and G7 security partners are pledging to work together to aggressively fight transnational organized crime. That's what's come out of a two-day meeting in Ottawa with the G7 ministers saying they are committed to disrupting the ability of global crime groups to finance and profit from heinous activities. In a joint statement, the ministers said transnational criminal organizations continue to be ruthless in their pursuit of profit, power, and influence through corruption, violence, and other illicit means. Public Safety Minister Gary Anansagari said the expectation is to increasingly work across the different lines to ensure that they are looking at situations in a holistic way. In Geneva, U.S. and Ukraine officials report some progress on ending Russia's war, but are offering few specifics. They discussed an American proposal for peace today, which some European allies fear is too favorable to Moscow. After the talks, U.S. Secretary of State Marco Rubio described them as productive.
We're working through making some changes, some adjustments, in the hopes of furthering narrowing the differences and getting closer to something that both Ukraine and obviously the United States are very comfortable with. Obviously, this will ultimately have to be signed off by our presidents, although I feel very comfortable about that happening given the progress we've made.
Rubio emphasized that the peace plan is a living document and that it would change. He also said any final agreement would also need Russia's approval. And upcoming holiday gatherings with relatives may feel ripe for conflicts over politics, relationships, and social issues, but an online survey suggests a majority of Canadians still feel it's important to spend time with loved ones. A Leger online poll says over 70% of Canadians feel the holiday get-togethers are important. The survey also found that more than half are more cautious about what they say in discussions than they were a few years ago. Leger conducted the survey of 1,500 people across the country during the Thanksgiving long weekend. This is the Canadian Press. In sports, Colin Murray-Boyles will be back in the lineup for the Toronto Raptors when they face the Brooklyn Nets in NBA action tonight. However, starting center Jacob Poeltl is out. Murray-Boyles had missed Toronto's last two games with a medial collateral ligament sprain in his right knee. The Raptors are on a 6-game win streak heading into the game against the Nets tonight. In the NFL, the Detroit Lions have avoided losing consecutive games for the first time in more than 3 years. Jamar Gibbs ran for a 69-yard touchdown on the first snap of overtime, lifting the Lions to a 34-27 win over the New York Giants. Canada will host Brazil in a first-round Davis Cup tennis qualifier next year. The tie will be held over the first weekend in February. Tennis Canada will confirm details, including the playing service and a venue at a later date. Verstappen won the Las Vegas Grand Prix today to move within 24 points of leader Lando Norris with 2 races remaining. From the Canadian Press, I'm Don Mitchell.
Thanks for listening. Don't forget to follow and subscribe. For more of today's top stories, visit thecanadianpressnews.ca.